Greetings, fam. This is Jihad, and this is Dark Horse Assassin: Rise of the Messiah, Chapter 4. Now, this is the present day, April 4th, 2002, early morning, Blountville, Tennessee. An average-looking, middle-aged black man wearing a priest collar opened the huge gray metal doors as the white station wagon approached the private airport hangar. Once the station wagon came to a complete stop inside, Dr. Faz put it in park and jumped out. George Rawlings, Dr. Faz embraced the Catholic Archbishop. It's been too long. Yes, it has been, the Archbishop replied. The Archbishop looked at the sleeping form in the rear of the station wagon. So that's him. Dr. Faz nodded. The Messiah has risen. The Archbishop said, not exactly. I drugged him because of the trauma of losing so much and not understanding and being able to conceptualize totally in such a short time. The child has been through a lot over the last few hours, but of course, God will not put a burden on him that he can not carry. Dr. Faz looked through the window at Zion's sleeping figure. The world is truly on his shoulders. He turned to the Archbishop. Give me a hand, let's get him on the plane. The Cessna's twin jet engines roared to life, causing the Catholic Archbishop and the Islamic scholar to shout over the noise. Does Dr. Boyce know that you gave the boy something? Huh? I said, does Dr. Boyce know that you gave the boy something? The Archbishop asked while helping Dr. Faz carry Zion on the plane. Oh, okay, yes. He didn't seem too happy about it. The Archbishop smiled. Don't pay any mind to John. He thinks all drugs are bad. They are, but sometimes you have to take the bad and pray that the good will come out of it. In any case, let's just get the boy to Dr. Boyce in London. I'm baffled. Baffled about what? I didn't know John was in London. Well, no worries. But I just guess I just assumed that you were taking Zion to Atlanta or to Mama Arthene's in Spartanburg. You know what they say about those who assume. Besides, Nigeria is a lot closer to London than it is to Atlanta or South Carolina. We're just gonna go on and slide right on into the next chapter, which is chapter 5, Dark Horse Assassin. Now this is that same morning, right? It's just a little bit later. And this is at Langley, Virginia, CIA headquarters. We interrupt this late-breaking news report, the CNN anchor said. We want to go straight ahead to Andre Lamont reporting live from the Golden Hill Estates in Indianapolis. Andre, can you tell us what's going on? Well, as you can see, 3 houses have been completely leveled. The fire department spent 9 hours fighting the raging fire that erupted after a loud explosion that could be heard and felt for miles around. Andre, do the authorities know how the fire started? Well, good question. I've been told that the fire resulted from an explosion inside one of the homes. We do know that there were 9 casualties. George Bush, the director of the CIA, sat in front of his computer screen on the teleconference call with the NSA chief and the chairman of the Federal Reserve. All 3 watched as the news reporter on the scene finished the story. Sir, A female CIA analyst stepped into the director's office. Not now. Not now. But sir, the director turned his head. Agent Reynolds, I said, sir, I really think you need to see this now. The director turned back to the screen. Excuse me, gentlemen. He rose from his seat and walked around his desk before escorting the analyst out of the office and into the hall. Now, what is so important? I said FX02 was not in the house across the street. Okay, then where did you find him? We did not. That's odd. What about the blood? Where did the trail end? Sir, there was no blood, not even a trace sample. Can't be. I saw the explosion myself. If somebody was working with XR13, I'm dead. Thank you, Agent Reynolds. I'll have the full report to you within the hour. That will not be necessary. This one stays off the books. You're red flagging it? She was referring to the term used when all records of a CIA mission were destroyed, and that mission was deemed to have never happened. No need. As far as we know, Agent FX02 could be anywhere. There was never an assignment where FX02 would have needed an extraction, right, Agent Reynolds? Excuse me, sir? I said there was never an assignment where FX02 would have needed an extraction. We did not authorize anything. There has been no contact of this at all. Do you understand me? Right, sir. That will be all, the director said before the young analyst turned around. By the way, Reynolds. She turned. Yes, sir. Good agent. Hate to have to eliminate her, and I won't have to if she chooses Dubai. He thought. Keep up the great work, and you should apply for the senior analyst position in Dubai. You'll have your own team, a $5,000 a month living stipend, and your salary will be substantially higher than it is now. But I still have 2 years before I'm eligible for senior analyst, sir. Agent Reynolds, sir, I'm the director of the CIA. I said apply. Apply this week. He turned around and walked back into his office. Someone moved FX02, a professional. This had XR13 stamped all over it. But he was dead. No way he could have survived that blast. The chances of FX02 surviving were minimal at best. These and other thoughts swirled around in the director's head. Before he did anything he knew, he had to answer the why, then the who, the where would be easy when he answered the first two questions. The director sat back in his seat and faced the monitor. Sorry about that, gentlemen. The director's eyes were on the screen, but his mind was analyzing and reanalyzing the events that unfolded right after the explosion, the events that he was just made fully aware of by his analyst. All that blood. How did they get the carpet in FX02's body out so fast without anyone noticing? XR13, only a professional could have cleaned that area and made it look like it had not been cleaned. Trouble knows that I can't implicate him because I was his handler. My career would be finished. I would be finished if XR13 somehow lived and had a hand in killing and or abducting Agent FX02. The NSA chief's voice snapped the director out of his thoughts. Gerald, you look like you just caught your best friend plucking your wife. I'm fine, Maurice. If we could get on with this briefing, gentlemen, the director said. While you were off playing with your pretty little analyst, I received DNA confirmation, the NSA chief said. The bodies found in the Joneses' house were positively identified as Malia Jones and Treble Frazier's. Both were burned beyond recognition. The lab had to use bone marrow for the samples. Director Bush breathed a heavy sigh of relief, but that relief only lasted seconds when the director realized that someone else had to know about the mission. Finding FX02 was now a top priority, red flag, underground mission. Don't just relax just yet, Gerald. The boy's still missing. So what? He's 10. Isaiah 11:6. And the wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with them. So melodramatic. We are not living in biblical times, Maurice. The chairman of the Federal Reserve interrupted. That may be so, but we still don't know if XR-13 had any recorded or documented evidence of the government's involvement with 9/11. Who cares? If XR-13 is dead, he won't be able to corroborate the validity of any future evidence that is discovered. If, the NSA chief said, you sound like you don't trust the lab findings, Gerald. No, I trust them. DNA does not lie. Director Bush said, not sure if he 100% believed the words that had just came from his mouth. There's still the issue of the other bodies. The NSA chief, what issue? They're casualties of war. The director said, first, there is no war, Gerald, and second, were American citizens. 7. One of the so-called 7 casualties was a judge, the general said. You're an asshole, Maurice. An asshole that doesn't make mistakes or leave behind loose ends. Gentlemen, please, the chairman pleaded. Gerald, find a scapegoat and find one fast. We do not want the locals or the FBI to spend too much time on this. Someone needs to answer for those other 7 bodies. Innocent or guilt does not matter. What matters is getting an ironclad conviction and alleviating the fears of the public. How do I really need to tell you, Gerald? I mean, if we can fool the world into believing that 2 passenger jetliners brought down 2 structurally sound skyscrapers by attacking them from the top, framing someone for this should be a walk in the park. Do you foresee a problem with putting this Golden Hill Estate incident to bed, Gerald? No, sir. No problem at all. Just one more thing, Gerald. Yes, sir. Find the boy. And do what with him? Do you really need me to answer that? He's a child. The child of the most dangerous killer in the history of this agency, as you have so many times reminded us.